Hello and welcome back to another installment of Poke Fodder. There's nothing new today as far as there's not a new room haul, there was no update last night, there's not a new banner. A lot of people are making that final push for the end of the month to try to secure booster tickets, maybe improve their standing if they feel like they're on the border. At $24.48 for my monthly, I feel pretty secure in receiving the 30 booster tickets. And I've got 5 more coming from whatever that last haul was, the unique haul. I feel pretty good about all that. I'm not really pushing. I'm still playing in league play matches just because that's what I like to do. But as far as a push for top 100, I think I'd have to go on a pretty good win streak to get there. What I wanted to do is on my Discord, I kind of put out a call to action for the followers of the Discord. As far as it looks like we're going to start seeing one new banner a month, and then we'll have a gym, maybe 2 gyms intermixed in there, some room matches type things like we just saw from last week, all kind of mixed in, but it doesn't necessarily look like we're gonna keep up with the one week we have a gym, the next week we have a new banner. I feel like maybe they changed when they did the new update. They kind of changed the cycle of how they're gonna do things. With that in mind, it's on me and other YouTubers to come up with content because there's only so many different league matches that I can run and still keep it entertaining. I guess I could do a series of Road to 4,000, although quite honestly, I think it would probably take me, 6 months, maybe a year to finally get up there. So what I did on my Discord is I put out a call to action of what do you guys, the fans, the followers, what do you guys want to see? Is there something out there that you'd like to try? Is there something out there that maybe you're on the fence about? I know for people who are free to play, gyms are a super rare commodity. And spending 72 gems or 160 gems or however many gems on different energy plates only to find out, meh, it's not really for me, is like a huge blow to your gem stockpile. That is why I wanted to see, what do you guys want to see? Because I create content, I spend money to buy the plates and the Pokemon and the boosters and whatever else have you, to create content so you don't have to. One of the suggestions that was put on my Discord, and there's a special room for it, I think it's called Video Ideas. And the way that works, and the way that I perceive that working in my head, is that if you have an idea for something that you would like to see run, put it in there. If I'm able to do it, and it fits in with needing content or creating content, then I will put it in. And if people upvote it, that means that a lot of people are interested in that topic. There's a greater chance that I will cover that topic. One of the topics that came up, not specifically the deck that you see here, but was different energy plates. What about electro energy? What about, I don't know, molting energy, which is the one that I'm going to show you in today's video. But I feel like so often you see tropical energy, cosmo energy, and that's kind of it. And maybe you'll see the one-off dark energy deck, maybe electro energy, but typically not. With that in mind, as I alluded to before, I created a molting energy deck. In case you don't remember, and you probably don't. I mean, nobody runs the plate. Nobody talks about the plate. But molting energy is a rare plate. During this duel, whenever one of your bug-type Pokemon or flying-type Pokemon moves from the PC to the bench, it can evolve. If it does evolve, that Pokemon gains weight 3 and your turn ends. The your turn ends means when you trigger the plate, your turn is over. I put together a deck here that utilizes the Molting energy for 4 different Pokemon. Joltik, Nincada, Fletchinger, and Noibat. As you can see, I'm running Double Chance, X Attack, Tropical Energy because they are all covered under Tropical Energy just in case you happen to come across one of the Cosmo Energy decks. I'm going to do a room match with this deck. I really don't foresee coming across a Deoxys in a room match. But if I were going to run this deck in League, and I did run it in League a few times, it was more successful than I made it, if that makes sense. I ended up losing more than I won with this deck, but it was more because of my bad plays than because the deck wasn't good enough to win, if that makes any sense. I have Ho-Oh. Oh, I have Molting Energy, Hurdle Jump, and then Goal Block. I have Ho-Oh, which is going to recycle. That's going to help trigger the Molting Energy and the evolutions. I have my Zapdos for a strong attack and a gold attack. And also Nincada, when it gets knocked out, similar to Magikarp, when Magikarp evolves even though it got knocked out, when Nincada gets knocked out, and it's going to get knocked out, it evolves into Ninjask on the field, but it also pulls a Pokemon out of your PC. Also aiding with evolutions. That is the concept behind the deck. So what I want to do, my strategy with this deck is that I have 3 runners. I want to push the tempo early, get the action on my opponent's side of the field. What that's going to do is it's going to ease some pressure off of my entry points and my goal while I have weak Pokemon until those evolutions can get triggered, at which point I can come out in a 4-on-4 type situation. And what do we want to do here? We're gonna go slow. And we're gonna open up a little unorthodox. Again, push the tempo high on the board. Try to get a couple of attacks on his end. That would have actually been a pretty decent. All right. Since I have gold, I'm going to go ahead and try to take this opportunity. And I rolled the Will-O-Wisp, which is not good. I do have gold block though. I don't even need it. I can just back up. Already, I'm not doing exactly what I wanted as far as pushing the tempo. I tried. Just didn't really turn out the way that I wanted. Okay, so we're good with that. Definitely not going to be able to get all of the action on his side of the board. I could step over. Oh, I didn't even notice that. I'm going to step over and try to get rid of this Shuppet. Okay, which is going to free open everything again. And there's no threats. We will deploy the Molting Energy Plate now, because there are no threats on my goal at this point. Kind of got that taken care of. Kind of all pinned in here. Don't necessarily trust Joltik and Fletchinger to be able to handle whatever may come at them. Although I will say that Joltik is very difficult to dispose of it just, I feel like that electric thread rolls way more than half the time. And it could just be me, but that's my perception. My attempt to, when I attacked with Fletchinger, I was simply trying to burn Articuno. He's already pretty weak to Zapdos. He's really weak to Zapdos as is, but with an X attack, he can more than handle. And Ice Charge is not great. We will pull Nincada out. Now I've effectively blocked off my own entry points, which is not good at all. Don't really care about that too much. Fletchinger was there to get knocked out anyways. I do have Gold Block. I do have Hurdle Jump. I will press up. I'm just going to kind of go after the goal. I know I kind of want to show off the Molting Energy. Unfortunately, the game has not been dictating that possibility at the moment. And now I'm just going to use my Tropical, which is going to give me the surround of Articuno. And then if he doesn't move Ho-Oh, I will step up and surround Ho-Oh as well. Wouldn't imagine he's going to Hurdle Jump, although he very well could. And that takes care of Ho-Oh as well. Next move would most likely be to put Fletchinger on my opponent's entry point, although now he has both of them free. And we will come out with Zapdos. I could have blocked off the entry point there, but I didn't because Shuppet coming out, Shuppet's more of an annoyance than a threat, and I wanted to be able to push my other Pokemon up the board a little bit more. And that was the thought behind that. Shuppet on goal is kind of funny actually. I'm going to double chance and go for the knockout on Articuno. I can beat that with my 100 attack. I can lose to that with my 50 attack. Not a big deal. I'm going to get Noibat evolved into Noivern for my efforts. So not bad, not bad. We only have the one evolution triggered so far. I can, and I'm actually going to try to go for the better good later on. There wasn't a huge need to attack there, except that I know I can get the evolution, and I can leave a status effect. Both good things. Both good things. On Fletchinger, I don't even know that evolving is always great. The 110 attack is nice, and the fact that it's gold is also really nice. But sometimes you kind of just want to keep the status effect ability of the burn. So that's one that if you are going to run a deck similar to this, you have to decide what is the role going to be of that particular Pokemon. And if the role is going to be Look at that. If the role is going to be a bruiser, then you probably want to evolve it. I kind of like it as a status effector. So often I will leave it just as Fletchinger. Another thing that is good about this particular build of the deck, oh no, that's not good, is that you have, when Nincada evolves into Ninjask, Ninjask has double edge, and double edge will knock you and your opponent out. It's good for freeing up your entry points. You also can evolve Talonflame or Fletchinger into Talonflame. And Talonflame, if your opponent's attack is 50% of, if it's 50% of the 110, so if it's, was that 56? If it's a 56 attack, then you will get knocked out even if you win. But that's not always bad because, again, you can open up an entry point with the attack. I'm going to try to trigger. Okay. And see, this is going to allow him to evolve, which is good. It's going to pull my Fletchinger out. And I'm actually going to go ahead and take the evolution this time. Mostly because I'm doing the video on the Molting Energy Plate. Ninjask is great after evolved when Pokemon have weight. If he gets, nope, he didn't. I was going to say, if he gets Roost, then I can go and surround his Empoleon. It didn't happen, I got knocked out. Here, let's see if I can't, even if I get knocked out, let's see if I can take him out with me. Basically effectively putting an end to the threat of having two of his Pokemon coming down on my goal. And if you're wondering where my extra chain level is coming from on some of these attacks, if you'll remember when Joltik is on the field, his passive is that your non-Joltik Pokemon get +1 chain level. We are going to step up in here. Hope we don't give up the fly, which we do not. But we are going to get left with a status effect again. I could be a lot more aggressive. The reason why I'm not is I'm trying to showcase a little bit more of the deck. As you can see, I've triggered all of my evolutions at this point. We will go up here. I don't even need to attack Shuppet. I could have. Probably would have been game. No, because, yeah, that probably would have been game. I didn't need to. I'm going to go ahead and take that. Now all he has is a Shuppet and a burned Empoleon on the field. I have two fairly strong Pokemon on his entry points. Not strong enough, apparently. Now, since my bid to suffocate him turned out fruitless, I will go ahead and try to attack Shuppet. Didn't work out. This is really nice though, because when you do the evolution from Nincada to Ninjask, you're going to get 4 MP off the bench. It's going to put a lot of pressure on the other entry point here. Try to knock out Shuppet. Not so good. Not a great matchup for my opponent. Go ahead and take that entry point. Probably bring Zekrom out. That would be his best bet because he can't attack with Empoleon. Again, we're going to try to attack the Shuppet. Again, to no avail. Ooh. Nope, that's not going to work. We will go ahead. Just try to close that off a little bit. If he knocks out Ho-Oh, I'm going to get both my other Pokemon back out on the field. No threat of losing both my entry points. I cannot land an attack with Noivern. How big is Hurricane? I don't even know. Feels like the entire wheel at this point. Man, what is going on? And I can't even get a second to look at his wheel. Yet another. Okay, since it's my turn, I want to look to see 27. All right. Now I'm thinking, what does he have? He does have Hurl Jump. So it does me no good. I was thinking about Hurl Jumping with Ninjask and knocking out Shuppet. Again. But he would have just been able to Hurl Jump because Ho-Oh was... Ooh. If I can knock out Empoleon here... Nope. At least I didn't roll Hurricane again. Alright, something's got to give. I was already burned. Let's see if I can knock out Empoleon. He just was not going to kill anything. He wasn't going to knock out anything between landing Hurricane every roll. The Pokemon Duel gods were telling me this is not happening. Now at this point, I would like to try to finish the game. We're running out of turns. And time. I think what the deck is kind of missing... Oh, it's the second time I've let him do that. I don't even pay attention to that nonsense. Maybe I should. Although he did only take out Ninjask. Wasn't a huge loss there. And I got his pesky Shuppet off the board. That's a pretty fair trade in my opinion. That was probably not a good play for him. Even though it's going to dump out his PC, he's going to have one attack to try to win the game. Can't be Empoleon, can't be Shuppet. Heatran is his only option. And Heatran against Zapdos, I don't feel like is a great choice in this situation because my 110 can match his 110. And actually mine is 111 with Joltik on the board. If I roll gold, basically, there is no spin that he can beat me with. All that being said, I will probably miss. Nope. So there's nothing that he can roll at this point, and that's going to be a good game. Yeah. Thunder Crash for 111. Very good. So I hope maybe this triggers an idea in your head. Do I think the deck is perfect? Probably not. Do I think it's better than average? Yeah. And you can definitely get a lot of strength with Noivern being 110 base damage after evolution. Joltik never got challenged, but Garvantula paralyzes a lot. And then if your opponent is paralyzed, he does plus 50 or double damage. I think he does double damage, which can get him up to like 140, 120, 140 of an attack. Maybe it's 130, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's a really big attack. And if that happens, then you've got your Zapdos, which is 100. You've got Ho-Oh, which is 100. You've got Talonflame, which is 110. You've got Noivern, which is 110. And you've got Garvantula, which is 70. I believe it's 70 because I think he's 60 base. So like 130, 140, somewhere there. So you can come up with some really big hitters in the later stages of the game, running a deck similar to this. If you like this style of video a little bit more than, say, League play, if there is something that you would like me to try out or just run by me, head over to the Discord. Put it up in the room, like videos, something video ideas, I believe is what I said it was. And let me know. I know that watching League games of regular decks all the time isn't all that exciting. And there are a lot of really fun, unique decks that I see every day. And maybe you have something in mind that you would like to see run. Like I said, I can't get to all of the ideas, but I will get to as many as I can on days when, like today, there's nothing new to go over. There's no new mons, there's no new rooms, no gym or anything. And then I will eventually try to get to everybody's request. Obviously, there'll be way more requests than there are videos. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. But I definitely want to get to as many as possible because I know that without you guys, there's no Poke Fodder. And if you have the idea, maybe someone else has had the idea and they just haven't asked the questions. That is gonna do it for today's installment. I know the game kind of lulled there in the middle, and I apologize for that. Sometimes the game is about just surviving for a few turns, get some positioning to get the key knockout that opens the door for you. And by doing this video, there were some opportunities that I passed up on where maybe I could have been a little more aggressive and gone for the win, but I actually kind of wanted to show the molting energy and let you guys see what you can develop out of a deck like this. Head over to Discord, let's continue this conversation, and until next time.